So, welcome everybody. I'm Jen Barati. Welcome to Monthly Moves. And we'll just keep continuing with our moon sequence. It's a beautiful practice. And we're going to make it to standing today. So, I'm excited. Maybe it's the end of the, as always, maybe just starting with a little meditation just to settle in. So, whatever that looks like today, sitting however feels right. Maybe you're on a meditation cushion or on a bolster or on the floor, wherever you find yourself today. And just start to allow the senses to open all around without needing to fix or change. Just allowing them to explore. Maybe noticing the surfaces supporting you. Maybe the surfaces and spaces all around. Warmth and coolness, sounds, hints of color and shadows and light. Any residue of taste in the mouth. Any scents or fragrances in the air. Any sounds in the body or beyond the body. And then maybe using the senses during the practice to enliven it. Coming into an intention for the practice. So I've been working with inner resource. So maybe there's an inner resource that you can interweave, this unchanging inner resource to support you during the practice, feeling it in the body. Notice where it lights up. So it's an invitation to invite the inner resource to support us during the entire practice and even beyond. Coming to a breath practice. So whatever feels right for you, I have a tendency to like to come into the parasympathetic nervous system. So maybe breathing deeper into the belly. And I was just doing an iRest practice with Clear Light. She's one of the senior teachers at iRest. And she was this idea of finding your pace. So whatever that pace is, and then keeping that pace, finding the number that fits right for you, maybe lengthening the exhale, but feeling your way, not having to conform to a number. You don't have to do the number that I choose. And you don't even have to necessarily breathe into the belly if that doesn't feel right. Maybe you're breathing the entire torso, maybe the middle space, more middle and equilibrium, more even. Maybe you want to be more active still. It's maybe you have things still to do. So maybe more in the collarbone area, but see what feels right. So I'm going to invite a breath practice of 5 and just with a gentle pause. And then I'll do a round breathing. So I might continue with a exhale of 5 and then maybe a pause just in between, noticing the pause between the inhale and the exhale. But again, if that doesn't sound right for you, bring in whatever feels right. As you're ready, exhaling completely. Inhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Last time. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Feel free to release the hands and just feel into the body. Maybe there's a warming, a sensation flowing through the body. Maybe feeling through the feet or the hands, the face. And just noticing the breath throughout the practice. No need to hold the breath, just allowing the breath to be natural during the practice. So let's start to awaken. So find your comfortable spot. I'm going to move on to the mat. And I always like to start with the little bits and pieces of the body. So Sitting however feels right. Maybe even changing the way you see it. So change whichever foot was in front. And just start to awaken. I always love to allow the fingers to move themselves. I don't feel like I, with intention, give it play, except for when I do yoga. So maybe that's something I need to bring in more. Maybe making fists, opening and closing. Again, at the hand's own pace. And then the wrist, inviting the wrist. We'll do this a little bit faster, but again, if you're on the recording, feel free to pause whenever you need to linger, savor. Let's come to the neck. That feels right today. So allowing the chin to fall towards the chest, that nice lengthening. So coming into flexion. A breath here. Maybe release the head, then allow for this extension. Open up the chest, perhaps. Just feel your way. It's always my neck that I feel like I need to give it more attention. Maybe I haven't given enough attention in my life. So cervical spine, allowing it to open and close. Your range of motion. So bringing in any other additional movements that might naturally unfold. Bringing a little bit of waving here. Always the end of the night, I feel like the body might just have a little bit more that it wants to do or to release or feel into. And then as you're ready, let's come into a side bend. So towards the shoulder, and you feel the nice lengthening on one side, flexion on the other side. Breathe your way. Inhale back to central. Let's find that on the other side. It's been really nice to be doing the moon sequence with the darkening of the skies and night seeming longer, being more in a yin practice. So breathing here. And then maybe release the hands and like a rainbow going from one side to the other. Just feel your way. Oh, my head's wanting to bring in a turn. So bring in a little bit. You might want to add on like I am or not. Coming just to the side like a rainbow. Okay, so maybe inviting that twisting, gazing behind you, breathing here. Inhale back to center. Find that on the other side and always being curious from one side to the other. Maybe you feel the upper back, bringing in the shoulders, and then just a little bit of dynamic movement. All those static and dynamic, bringing in opposites. Okay, and then noticing the shoulders were wanting to move naturally. So maybe bringing in some movement here, allowing the shoulders to move, like kind of like cow and cat, just a little one, opening up the chest here and then rounding the back, or the upper back perhaps. Maybe a shrug. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. You might feel really nice. Okay, I'm going to release the legs here. And just feeling the maybe flexion in the ankles. Breathing here for just a moment. And sitting up tall, axial extension. And then releasing, maybe finding flexion. Breathing here. My body's talking to me. There's some movements I think it needs before I end the day today. Okay, when you're ready, inhale back up. And then we're going to find maybe coming to center here. Coming to that side bend, more thoracic spine. So feeling maybe a bit of an opening here and then the side bend. But just notice what feels right. I feel the side body really needing this movement, this release. Breathe here. And then coming back to center, let's find this forward movement. So maybe hinging at the hips, breathing in. Just a couple breaths here. Okay, coming back to center. Let's just take a moment here as we switch. Sitting up tall and then finding that side bend. So be curious. You might notice one side to the other feels different. Breathing here. Another breath. Inhale back to center, then shifting, coming to that flexion. The neck releases. Just waking of the body. Okay, take your time. Nice work. Coming into that butterfly or that diamond. If you want to come to butterfly, maybe the elbows come to the inner thighs, hinging again from the hips, axial extension, long, and then flexion, breathing here. Another breath. Last breath. Okay, coming back up. Nice. Maybe let's bring in a twist here. So I'm going to release the leg again. Inhale, lengthen, and then start twisting towards the knee. Roll open the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Another breath. Last breath. Okay, inhale back to center. Let's find that on the other side. Again, use any leg variation that feels right. It might feel different from side to side, so you might want to change. Fold the leg. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Roll open the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Maybe gaze behind you, breathing here. Last breath. Okay, inhale back to center. Okay, wonderful. So let's come into our moon sequence, our low moon sequence. And you can fold the mat if that's supported to the knees. We'll do several rounds of this before we come into the standing position. And if the standing position doesn't feel quite right, you can come back to the lower position. So just take a moment, finding mountain. Maybe the knees are under the hips. Maybe you feel the abs lengthening, rib cage, intercostal muscles, chest opening, chin towards the chest, really strong. Mountain is such a strong pose. When you're ready, inhale, the arms come up, that upward facing tree. Maybe feel that lengthening again, axial extension. Breathing here. Maybe hands come together, coming to that crescent moon, that lateral side bend. All the movements of the spine. Body wants to play, so it's a beautiful way. Coming back up, coming into goddess. And I'd like to feel all along the back here. Take your time along the thoracic spine, moving the shoulder. And releasing, coming into warrior arms. So lengthening from the opposite sides of the room, really long. We'll come into that modified triangle. So releasing the leg. And then fingertips come towards the ceiling and the ground. I love the opposites of this. Horizontal and then vertical. Another breath. And again, you can release the ankle if that's a bit too much. You can see what feels right. And then shifting and pivoting towards the foot, the short edge of the mat, holding on anywhere along the leg as you come to flexion, coming to that modified pyramid. And again, release the ankle if that doesn't feel right. So play with it. Breathing here. Okay, so taking your time, we're going to pivot again, coming into that gate pose. So really feeling into proprioception to balance. So feel your way. You might want to bring the knee down if that's more supportive, or sit down. So see what feels right at this moment. And then coming into squat. Such important movements of the body and shapes. Really been reading a lot about the feet. So keeping them healthy. Don't realize how much they do to balance our entire body. Okay, let's find gate pose on the other side. And let's be curious as we come up the moon on the other side. So release the knee if you need to, sit down if you need to. How can you make this supportive? Supporting the body. And then when you're ready, coming to that lunge, breathing here. finding that pyramid pose. Just being curious from one side to the other. Bring the hand in front, pivot again, coming into that triangle, modified triangle. And just feel your way, feel the obliques, the side body. And then coming into that warrior two. Arms the opposite sides of the room. Coming back into goddess. Crescent moon on the other side. Upward facing tree. And then mountain. Okay, so I'm going to go a little faster, but you go at your own pace. See what's comfortable for you and what the body's asking for. So it's more of a flow. Okay. So as you're ready, mountain pose. Inhale, upward facing tree. Exhale, crescent moon. Inhale, goddess. Exhale, warrior. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, pivot. Pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, gate pose. Inhale, squat. Exhale, gate pose on the other side. So coming up the other side of the moon. Inhale, low lunge, pivoting. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, open up, triangle. Exhale, warrior. Inhale, goddess. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, upward facing tree. Exhale. So nice. I'm going to try that one more time. And feel your way. Inhale. Exhale. 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 So nice. Let's just take a moment here, maybe in child's pose, and then we're going to make our way up. So whatever your child's pose looks like today, maybe big toes touching, knees together or apart. You can come into more traditional with palms down or tented fingers, or maybe it feels supported to have your hands behind you, or maybe even the elbows on the ground. So see what version feels right. Okay, last breath. So let's come into table. Let's take a few moments, cow and cat. It's always lovely to come into this if you can. Any additional movements? You might find the body moving side to side. Open up the chest, cow, belly falls, exhale, cat. Maybe last time, cow, open up the chest, cat. Okay, so we're going to grow our table, coming into down dog. So take your time, roll over the toes, V position. Or you can do this through table. We're going to wake up the feet. So bend your knees as much as you need to. You can pedal out the knees. Maybe parallel the feet. Maybe the abs are engaged. Tailbone lifted, puffing the chest, expanding the back. Spread the fingers, parallel the index fingers, releasing the head. Breathing here. And if it feels okay, you can either take a break or join me in releasing the leg and then bring some movement to the feet. So whatever we did in the hands, wiggling, toes wiggling, making fists, expanding the toe pad, pointing and flexing, rotating. It's really important. Feet are so important. Bending at the knee and then taking your time. Okay. Let's take a little break here in child's pose. So feel free to do the same version you did last time or do another version. Maybe do more traditional. Just several breaths here. Okay, last breath. All right, take your time, either through table, if that feels better on this side. Otherwise, join me, rolling over the toes, coming to that V position. Feeling stable first. And then when you're ready, releasing the one leg, and then let it move. Allow the toes to wiggle. Maybe making fists, expanding through the toe pad, pointing and flexing, rotating. And then the knee. Okay. And then walking as many steps as possible, coming into a forward fold. So we'll take our break in our forward fold. So releasing the arms and ragdoll, if that feels good, or hands on opposite elbows, either way. And then rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. We made it to standing. So we're coming towards the end. We're just going to do one slow round of the standing moon. And the next week, I think we'll be able to do the moon several times too in the standing position. So as you're ready, finding mountain, maybe big toes touching or hip width distance, maybe externally rotating the legs, abs lifting perhaps. Feel the intercostal muscles, the ribs, opening of the chest, contraction in the back. Chin towards the chest, breathing here, strong mountain. And then taking your time, you might come on your tippy toes. This is really long axial extension. Okay. And then find yourself in goddess. So breathing here. Feels like an opposite. Another breath. And taking your time into warrior arms. And then 45 degrees with the 1 foot. Heel and arch alignment. Warrior 2. Breathing here. So bending the knee 90 degrees. Hip points towards the long edge. Another breath. When you're ready, release the leg, coming into triangle. So just allowing the hand to fall where it naturally falls. There's no reaching. Already feel it through the side body, the hip. Another breath, gazing up or down. Okay. Then as you're ready, pivoting, coming towards that high lunge. Breathing here. I'm coming to pyramid. Actually did the order wrong on that one. When I go slowly, I sometimes just start to savor. So let's come into pyramid. Okay, and then let's switch back into high lunge. Beautiful. Okay, you might feel through the quads. When you're ready, just really carefully pivoting, coming into gate pose. Breathing here. So maybe the body's remembering more. So you can see what kind of support it needs. And coming into squat. And we'll find it on the other side. So gate pose on the other side. Breathing here. And pivoting again. You can actually do low lunge or high lunge. So I like to do the high lunge because we do the low lunge in the low version. Breathing here. And then releasing the foot 45 degrees. Heel and arch alignment. And finding pyramid. So hold on to anywhere along the leg. Breathing here. Allow the hand to come in front. Open up to triangle. So just again, notice where the arm falls on this side. Feel the side body. Inhale, coming to that warrior arms. And shifting, coming into goddess. Coming back into crescent. Upward facing tree. And mountain. We did it. So we're going to keep going towards finishing it all. We've done really well this season. And let's find our way down to the mat. So we'll start to slow down. So maybe tickling the backs of the heels, parallel the knees, coming to an inversion to bridge pose. So vertebrae by vertebrae, you might even walk the arms underneath. Parallel the legs, lift the abs, feel the glutes, the quads. Stabilize the neck. Breathing here. Really feel strong in the quads, the glutes, the abs, back. Okay, last breath. Take your time, releasing vertebrae by vertebrae. Maybe allow the knees to come towards the chest. You can massage the back. Coming into a twist. So hips come to one side. And allow the knees to fall towards the other side. So just check in. Arms in cactus or T, gazing the same direction. Or are you okay to deepen and gaze the other direction? So just check in with the body. See what's okay. You might feel yourself maybe deepening and releasing into the parasympathetic nervous system. More rest and digest. And again, you can always linger or savor this a little bit longer, or especially if you're watching the recording, and then join me otherwise. Let's do the other side. So resetting. Then again, move the hips to one side, allow the knees to fall towards the other side. Ooh, I heard some sounds. So gazing the same direction or the opposite direction. Arms, cactus, and teen. Really just honor each side. It might change moment to moment. Just several breaths here. Last breath. Inhale the knees back to center. Let's do a long axial extension here, just like we did in standing. So pointing the toes, lengthening all the way to the fingertips. Exhale with a sigh. So again, bring in the movements of the spine. And then supine position. Pointing the toes, inhale all the way to the fingertips and exhale with a sigh. Walking the legs over. You might cross the feet if that feels supportive. Coming into crescent moon, walking the arms over and then maybe holding the wrist. Breathing here. So you might feel something in the hips or the whole side body. Adjust as you need to. Last breath. And walking the legs first and then the arms. Walking the legs to the other side. Just noticing how far it wants to go. Walking the arms to the other side. And then the wrist being held by the hand. Then this long extension on one side and flexion on the other. And I love that all these positions can be done in bed. You can do this to start your day or end your day. You don't need to do it on a mat. You can do it in your pajamas. As long as you feel supported and you're honoring the body. Okay, last breath. Take your time walking back to center. Either on the knees back to center or coming into happy baby. So see what feels right. Staying static. And if you want to bring in dynamic movement, massaging the entire back. As you're ready, finding your position. Maybe Shavasana, maybe legs up the wall, maybe butterfly, and maybe eyes opened or closed. Opening the senses once again, allowing the senses to explore. Not even needing to attach to anything or detach from anything. Really just noticing. Any sensations of where the floor meets you or you meet the floor. Any sensations of temperature, coolness, places of warmth. Maybe even feeling energy flowing through the body because of this movement we've just done. And see if there's any hints of colors, any shadows, any flickering light, any sounds coming from within the body or beyond the body. Maybe tasting the mouth. Noticing any sense in the air. And just coming back to that intention you made at the beginning of the practice. Maybe it supports your heartfelt desire, your why in the world. So this intention perhaps of coming back to the inner resource, this feeling of unchangingness, feeling this inner resource during the practice and then beyond. I'm just truly grateful for making the time for this practice and time for yourself. So enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next week for monthly moves, continuing to work on this or be with the moon sequence. And then on Monday, meeting you for iRest meditation with a little bit of movement, restorative reset, and have a lovely rest of the week. Take care. Thank you.